me. 3, 2, 1.
Hello guys, Toon here, back again. Well, what you see in front of you is a custom-made MSX joystick from Pixel Memories. I will leave a link in the description. I just had this today, so I haven't really had a chance to mess around with it. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a good overlook of it. And then we're going to open it up and I'm going to add some parts to it. So basically, it came with the stick itself. It's fully 3D printed stick. And it'll only work in the MSX, but it does have a Sanwa joystick and Sanwa buttons. It also has a 3D printed shaft cover and little dust cover as well. And I don't know whether, if I put it up close to the camera, the artwork itself is actually 3D printed. So it's 3D printed into plastic, which I thought was a super neat idea. So as you can see, it's very nice quality, the artwork. It on something 2D like this and old school 8-bit. It does look rather cool. So I had to go for the Gradius one. It also came with a few bits because I basically I want to put an octogate in it, and I went and bought myself an octogate ready to put in it. But it did come with a few little bits and pieces. So I'll show you what they are. I'll tip them out for you. The first bit is this, which is pretty much a stand. So you can put the joystick on a shelf and hold in a stand, which I thought was quite a cool idea. So it comes with a 3D printed stand. It also very nicely chucked in an octogate. Some little Contra 3D printed characters, which are quite cool. He did add some, at the moment there's no rubber feet on it, but he did add some rubber feet, which was quite nice. And 2 Sanwa dust covers. And 2 little stands for the little characters. It's just got the tapo on it, which is the tapping system for the mister. So, if I look at the bottom of the stick, is, like I said, it's just 3D printed. Notice I haven't put any feet on it yet, but I do have some slightly more chunkier feet, which I'm going to chuck on it. So we'll do this in this video. So I'm going to turn this back around. And if I zoom in a little bit, as you see, they're hex screws. They're not torque screws, but even though a torque 10-bit will fit in there and get them out, they're actually hex screws. So a 2.5mm hex screw will get it out. So I haven't actually opened this up or done anything with it yet. So we're just going to... Let's see how tricky this is to open up. So I've got the camera in front of me, so it might be a little bit tricky. Okay, quite long screws as well going in there. So let me put my screwdriver there. And we'll get all these out, and then we'll have a look what's on the inside, and then we'll mod the stick. I've also got a, whatever I've lost it to, a 1mm oversized actuator for the Sanwa stick. So I really like them. I think it makes it basically makes the throw on the stick a little bit smaller. So you're seeing this for the first time. This guy is doing loads of joysticks. He's just made a high grade stick, his own version of it, a 3D printed one, which has got the GP 2040 in it, so it'll work on all consoles. But I've been following this stuff for a little while because he did a really cool Mega Drive stick. It looks very nice with Shinobi on it, and they did like a standard Mega Drive one. I was thinking about getting that, but if you have a look at it, he's prolific, man. He's chucking designs up all the times for these sticks, and they all look super cool. I think the idea of it being 3D printed actually on the plastic itself, so it's not an overlay, it's not artwork or anything, you know, stuck on artwork, is a really cool idea. So he obviously, there's multiple colors in here, so he's obviously got some very nice 3D printers that can print multiple colors. So this is a little bit tricky on camera. Let me just reach over. This is probably the easiest way to do it. These screws are definitely in there pretty good. Get these screws out. Yeah, so what I did, I ended up buying, I've been wanting an MSX for ages, and the MSX One Book laptop came out. I haven't done a video on it because there's a little bit of controversy over licensing and stuff in the community, so I've decided not to do a video on it. I was initially going to do a video and firmware setup to help people out, but there's been so much fuss and controversy about it that I've decided not to do that, unfortunately. But I do have the MSX laptop. Oops, and that's all the screws, I believe. So let's have a look what we actually got in here. All right, okay, that's interesting. So I don't know whether you can see, he's used push connectors on it. That's quite cool. See if I can spin it around and have a look from the other side. Yeah, so you can see all the connectors on the inside are going into little push connectors, but that's quite interesting. And they're all linking up to the buttons and everything. Okay, that's cool. So I need somehow to get this Sanwa stick in position to where I can actually move this out. So it might be easier for me, to be honest, maybe to actually pull these connectors off. Oops, as I move the camera, I do apologize, guys. Like I said, it's a little bit tricky. No, that's not going to work, is it? Okay, let me, what I'll do, I'll cut by ear a second and I'll get this off, and then we'll come back and mod it. Right, we're back. That's easy. I've taken all the connectors off. I will say the actual connectors that go on the buttons are the really nice quality ones where you've got to push a little tab down to get them off. That's why I couldn't just pull them off, so that's quite nice. So anyway, there's the buttons, which I'm going to leave as is. And here's the Sanwa stick. So what we're going to do, we're going to actually change the gate. So the easiest way to do this is basically you just push these tabs in. You can see the tabs, but there you just push all the tabs in, and then we'll be luck. Sometimes you have to mess around with doing it on different sides. Push the tabs in, and then we'll be luck, it'll all come off. Like I say, sometimes it can be a little bit awkward. This is number 1 simple mod. So there's your square gate, your standard square gate. So I'm going to put on the octogate. One thing you can do with the square gate, you can turn this round as well and change the gates into different things. But I'm going to put the octogate on here because I like the octogate. It doesn't matter which way the octogate goes on, basically. But I think what we'll do, we'll leave that off for now because I need to get this little circlip off, and I need to change. Like, you got a circlip that holds the entire joystick together, and there, the black bit there is the actual actuator. So if you look, that's the bit that actually touches the micro switches. Well, there's a bit of a play in this, so I want to change it to a slightly bigger actuator, sorry, not activator. So let's get the screwdriver. Sometimes this can be a little bit tricky, especially to get it back on. So you've got to take this circlip off. Easiest way to do is to put a screwdriver in it and twist the screwdriver to actually get it off. Only problem is keep your hand on this little circlip because they will go flying. And then once that comes off, you can pull the actuator off, which then there's the spring underneath. And then what I'm going to do is, with my slightly oversized actuators, I'm going to place one of them in it. And I'll show you both from now once I get out of the packet. It's a bit easier said than done. So, come on. So here's the original actuator, which is that one, and here's the slightly oversized 1mm. You can hardly tell, but it's a slightly oversized one. So nice and easy, basically, just slot it over the spring. Keep an eye on the joystick on the back, because the joystick will actually fall out at this point. So if I can get this over the spring, of course. That's it, I got it. And there you go, that's how you get it on there. So what you need to do now is hold it down with your finger, slot this little actuator in there. I know, like, if you've done this before, I'm going to let go of it because they can be a little bit tricky to get in there. And they hurt your finger if you try, as I just found out. So I do have a pair of pliers here. So once you've actually got the little split pin on there, you just basically need to get a pair of pliers on it and hold it on one side and just clip it on basically, and that is that. So there's the little circlip back on and the oversize actuator in. So literally they're resting right actually on the buttons now. So that's the little mod I wanted to do. So we need to put the gate back on. So with these gates, they literally just go in anyway. It doesn't matter which way they go on. So I'm going to put the gate back on. Just be careful you don't break any of the clips when you put it on. They should just slot in. Yeah, and that is the joystick back together now. And if I turn it over, you'll notice the throw. There's hardly any movements now, and you'll hit the throw. I really like that for these sticks, is to do that. And you've got 8-way movement out, essentially. You can click in 8 different directions. Nothing wrong with the square gate. The square gate's great for fighting games, but I quite like the octogate, especially for playing shoot-em-ups and stuff like that. The octogate is fantastic. So this is a mod I tend to do with all my Sanwa sticks. So I always mod everyone like this. So let's have a look how we mounted this. Interesting. That's good. There is a little plate from the top, so the joystick should be roughly about the right height. So usually the joysticks go roughly about 2.5 mil. It's roughly about standard height. So let's have a quick look. 2.5 centimeters, sorry. So we're talking, it's a little bit more than that because obviously the plastic thing. So if I go in from the top, so you're talking about 3 centimeters, which I think is the top end of what these joysticks should be. But that's great. At least it's got a little plate on the bottom, and it's actually screwed into the plastic. Well, the little plastic plate. I don't know whether you can see it. So yeah, this looks very nice quality underneath. The buttons look great. They are all Sanwa, like I ordered, and a proper Sanwa stick. So time to put this back in, I think. So this is where it's going to get a little bit. Should be a bit easier putting it back in than taking it off. So it's going to go in there. So I'm going to put the joystick is pretty. This cable basically just plugs into the side of the joystick, nice and easy. I say modding your own arcade sticks, if you've never done it, it's a pretty simple affair, to be honest. It doesn't matter where these buttons go because basically you've got ground and one button to activate it. So I'm just going to put them in whatever. You're the nice little sort of. It should. Yeah, it's on. Because it's got those little tabs on it. You've got to make sure they switch right up. So if I can get this rubber back over, which would be nice. It doesn't want to go though. Come on. Hang on. Let me see if I can just put it back over like this. This rubber should go over the actual clip. Not if you need it over there, but you know, seems to stay. That's it, it's over. And then hopefully I've got these buttons all in the right way. So a nice little click. Pull the button out a little bit then, pushing it up. Nice and easy to fix. So yeah, I really like these little connectors. It basically means that once you've put them on there, they don't fall off. You have actually got to pull them in, so they are on there quite tight. So that's all the connectors. So nice and simple inside. So I'm going to put this back down. Now we'll flip it over and we'll screw it back together. So I'm not sure you're aware of MSX. MSX only uses 2 buttons, but some MSX games require up to jump, especially like spectrum conversions and things like that. Let me just make sure I got all the wires in and not pinching anything. No, like spectrum conversions and stuff like that. So he's added a button for up. So this will double as up on the joystick. So you're going to press up, which it's quite a good idea. So let's put this back together. I say that was nice and easy. So I don't want to put these in too tight. Just tight enough so they don't break any plastic or anything. I say one of these bits, you can get these bits pretty cheap. One of the best things you can get, sometimes you can get these for about a tenner, and you can use them in any screwdriver kit, is these kits. I've had this thing for years and I've used it on all sorts of things. It got most of the weird shaped security bits you'll ever need, but not the really small stuff. This is when like a precision screwdriver kit or something comes in handy. But I've used that kit for years. It's been incredibly handy, I will say. And I don't, like I said, I don't want to screw them in too hard just in case they break anything. So I get these screwed in and then it's pretty much done. And if I can show you it, I'll crack out the MSX as well. I'll see if I can set it up so where you can see the screen and the joystick, and we'll try it out. And I think we'll try it out on the game that's actually on the front of it. Gradius 2. Or Nemesis 2, whichever way you want to look at it. Almost there. One thing I would say about this screwdriver kit, this is the Linus Tech Tips screwdriver kit. It's a very nice kit. It's got all the precision things you want. This is like soft foam, so it all sticks in. It's got all the little precision things you'll need. It's got the pull-out little thing to keep a couple of extra bits in, and it's got the spinner thing on the top, which is really good. It's got some nice grip on that here, but like half the time I'm turning from up here. I wish there was a little bit more grip on the top up here. It's quite smooth, this bit is. I think if that was slightly textured, I think it might be a little bit better. But apart from that, very nice screwdriver kit. I've been after like a really good, nice quality kit like this for a while. Sort of thing like if you're into sort of messing around with stuff like me and fixing the occasional thing, like a sort of thing that's going to last you a long time, basically. So I think we've essentially got all these in. Let me just screw them down a little bit more, just to make sure, because I'm not going to take it apart again. Yeah. So she's back together. She's clicking very nice. What we'll do is pull the actual stickers off the buttons, because I haven't done that yet. And she's actually done. So yeah, so that's the MSX stick by Pixel Memories. So I'll get the MSX book up and running now, and we'll come back and I'll see if you can show it working. So be back in a minute. Hey guys, we're back. Right, I've got the MSX one book set up. So a quick show you with this. This is basically a MSX one-chip laptop, essentially, which is brand new made. It's quite a cool little device. It's not super expensive either. So I've got the joystick connected, so let's see if it actually works. I've had to put the joystick off to the side, unfortunately. Yep, okay, that's good. This game is very nice, by the way. So let's check out. Fire button. Yeah, that button's definitely working for that. it feels so much nicer to play on a joystick. Yep, all the buttons are working. There's some lovely music on this. I haven't put the rubber feet on yet. I think I need to do that because it is moving around a little bit because it's plastic. So this little laptop is a very cool bit of kit. I say there is that bit of a controversy due to licensing and stuff in the community. So, like I said, unfortunately, guys, I've had to not do my video on it, but at least you get to see it in action a little bit. But yeah, so see if I can get enough for the missiles. Missiles are pretty important in this game. So this stick feels lovely now with the actuator on it. Feels very nice indeed. And there's almost a recreation of what was actually on the front of the stick. Yeah, so that is it, guys. So that's the MSX joystick I bought from Pixel Memories. Another thing you can get, which I did buy, which I'll show you, this is a little joystick converter for Mega Drive for Mega Drive pads. It supports 6-button Mega Drive pads as well, and you can use these on the MSX. Nice little converter, and it costs a tenner. The joystick cost me, I think, delivered was about 91 quid altogether, but it did have to come from Australia. It took about 3 weeks for him to get the parts and print it all out and get it all done, and then he sent it to me, and the post office returned it to him, which sucked because it was in the post for about 5-6 days, and they returned it to him. I don't know why they returned it, because even they did well. I could see it gone to the airport and come back, but the second time he sent it, it actually got here. So anyway, guys, that's a little short video showing you that and the little mod I did on it. I will leave a link to Pixel Memory store so you can have a look what other stuff he does. He does various other things. I think he does light boxes and stuff as well. And yeah, you can have a look at the joysticks he's got there. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that, guys. So I shall catch you. I'll catch you again. Ta-ra now.